How much batteries on this?
It's like over 50.
Okay.
If we have to split it up, we'll split it up.
Okay.
All right.
On the road again.
On the road again. Eating our Super Cookie Crunch protein bars again. Messing up a bag of trail mix again. All right. Let's get out of here.
Part 2.
Part 2. Again, brought to you by Metrex and Celsius Live Fit. Not bad. I can taste the stevia, but it's not terrible. I've had worse.
Yeah, good old coffee.
Second track day in the books. Well, kind of third for you. It was like a 2.5.
Yeah.
So this is the second full track day.
Full day.
But this was a full day.
Yeah. Best day so far.
Best day so far.
Best day so far. And I say, the group of people that we get to ride with, top-notch people.
Top-notch.
Everybody there is like, they're all like friends. Everybody's close, family. They all know one another.
I'm part of that Hudson River motorsports crew. So.
Yeah. It's so much better when you go out like this. Like usually it's just us two.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know,
and then we make friends.
Yeah,
we mingle and whatever.
It's not like this where everybody's like together and it's like,
and we're all like breaking each other's balls,
making fun of each other, but then also like complimenting each other. I realized that like
we give each other shit, but then we on the same time. But it's a dude thing.
Yeah,
primarily it's a dude thing.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't give people. Sometimes like you don't want to give people their flowers. You want to be like,
yeah,
you want to stick them, but you don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
And I can tell like this group of people, like I'm just listening in. They're like, no, dude, your lines are perfect. Do this. Like, no, dude, you were going so fast. I saw you almost dragging an elbow. Right? Like everybody had like a little compliment to give somebody else. And you know, I realized like that those boosters like really help when you're out there, like, you know what I'm saying, like that little confidence, like somebody's like, no, I saw you, man, you were flying by me, you were moving pretty quick, like
dude, they absolutely
hey, somebody noticed. That's cool.
We were talking about this last trip back home, where we were like, oh, just those little confidence things, just those little extra things, just to boost our, you know, as we're ripping through. It's like, oh yeah, you know, he told me I had a good, you know, my line on turn 1 was really good, and blah blah blah. It just gives you that little extra to push a little bit and to keep continuing doing what you're doing too. You know, it was like, oh, Tommy told me that I was doing great on turns 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like, I'm gonna continue to do as best as I can in 1, 2, and 3.
Because sometimes you don't know, right? Like you feel like, I mean, I think I'm doing good, but you just don't quite know.
Right.
And having that second set of eyes from somebody who is well seasoned, you know, kind of helps you. Like, all right, yeah. I mean, I feel good, but I don't know, you know. And then somebody kind of gives you that like confidence boost. Like, no, that line was great. If you just stay on the throttle here, don't brake so hard, you'll be faster. You know, those kind of things that are like, you know, I think that's the point that we're at, where we want to just get to the next level.
I think we jumped way too far into the deep end already.
Yeah.
Let's back up for a second. Let's talk about Sunday night. So we get up Sunday night knowing that rain was in the forecast. So we took our time. We got up here around 4-ish, right? It was like 3:34, give or take, around that time. Spots, as we're driving up, there was some spots on Route 23 that were already, you know, freshly laid down with rain, and it smelled great. So we get up there, we unloaded our crab, we're hanging out, we're chilling, we're drinking some beers, we're eating some whatever the hell, we're eating some snacks, like legit, like camping out almost.
There were cars. And cars were there.
And it was all cars. So it wouldn't have mattered if we came at 1, 2, or 9 in the morning. It was a car day only. So it again, luck favored us by just going up late. So otherwise, we would have just burned a day.
Yep.
So we get there, and then PJ comes.
Good old PJ. That guy's, you know,
bring in the fucking rain.
Yeah.
And the monsoon. And us trying to set up his tents.
That was quite the adventure, quite the task. It was fun though. You know, it's like,
it was funny as hell.
You know, you want to have those things set up for when the big crew, you know, the big crowd gets in. You know,
exactly.
It was cool. I like
everybody was underneath that time.
He's a good guy. He might be watching this. I gotta stay.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Sorry, my bike still sounds better.
I mean, his bike does sound like shit.
I mean, what do you want?
What are you gonna do? Get a full exhaust. What are you doing?
Get a full exhaust, dude. Come on. What are you waiting
This
for?
dude bought another bike and didn't even buy a full exhaust. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get your SV, and you decide you just don't want to buy it. Like you can afford an SV, but you can't afford like $500 or a G to put some headers on that thing. Come on, step it up. And a quick shifter.
But no, I mean, like that was a lot of fun.
DJ, I love you. I love you.
We had a good time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, back to that group of people being a good, like, you know, they were hanging out all Sunday. Sunday night when everybody got there. Is it Howard? Who's the guy on the grill? I always forget his name.
Howard,
yeah. Howard?
Yeah. Yep.
The chef on the grill did a great job.
Sausages.
Cooking up the sausages. So that was
Sunday night.
Yeah, we had a good time.
A good time. Everybody's, chill. We're all. And so, you snored again. We got to the hotel. I fell asleep. I woke up when you fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's like changing of the guard.
I tried, man. I even bought nasal strips this time to try to help the snoring.
Did you even put on the nasal strip?
Yeah, I did. I did nasal strips and I did fucking nasal spray to try to like help. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
Whatever. Anyways, so I still managed to go back to sleep because you fell asleep at 2, right?
Yeah,
you woke me up at 2.
Yep.
I managed to get back to sleep somehow. Whatever. So we woke up, get to the track. Spirits are very high. I was playing fucking bachata, Protecto Uno, like I was like all over the place, ready to rock.
Yeah, dude.
We
came in hot, man. Just ready.
Fuego.
Yeah, I was so ready for the day. You kind of can already tell it was a little cold, but around in this track, this NYST track, it's so high up that like the clouds kind of like part, right around like 9, 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
and it just opens up, and it's such a beautiful track. It gets so hot. Today was like the perfect, like just not too hot, not too cold, dry session. It was just, and we kind of, we've been here enough to know that we knew it was going to be a good day. So we were like excited. When there's rain in the forecast, it kind of just gives you that like,
kind of puts up.
Yeah, it's like, I guess we're going to go, but we'll see what happens. But when the day's going to be 67, 70, just sunny, beautiful, not windy or anything, man, that really gets your spirits up.
Oh yeah.
Day.
So, first session out. Oh man, by lap 3 I was feeling myself, man.
Yeah.
Lap 3 I was already. Maybe by lap 4 I was already dragging knee.
Nope.
I was just like, the bike was feeling so good. Yeah, it was, that first session was so good. I was just feeling, getting into it because tires were cold, track was still cold, but it was just starting to feel really good. And I was like, man, this next session, once I drop the pressures down,
that was key.
That was key.
I knew going into that session that my pressure was high. I knew it was going to be high, but it was cold. I was like, I'm just going to take it easy anyways. Let it warm up. Dropped it down to like 32-ish, and then by the time I got out of that session, I mean my tire pressure was at like 37, 38 for front and rear. So it was high and it was bouncy. I was telling him like it was bouncing around on me. So I was just taking it easy first session. And also, like, I don't ride as much as you do. I don't have a street bike. So it takes me and I realized that today, like, my second half of the days are way better than my first half of the days. And it's almost because I'm trying to figure out how to ride again. Like, I don't ride in between these sessions. I don't have a street bike anymore. So it's like, all right, throttle, brakes, or, the simple things you wouldn't even quite think about. But, I was kind of just cruising. He was moving. 2 sessions in, he was like just zipping around.
I was having the time of my fucking life. Those first 2 sessions, I was like, by the second session, I was on another level. I think I was just like on another planet. I think, not to blow smoke up my own ass, but I think I was probably one of the faster intermediate riders.
Maybe. I don't know.
In the pack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Today. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You were. Yeah. For sure.
Because
Yeah,
it didn't matter if it was there were mad Ducatis. Like some of the kit that was out on the track was pretty impressive. V4s.
You know, that's funny. I was saying that to myself earlier, that like this group of riders, like, man, they like the class of bikes that come up with this group of riders, really top notch stuff. Like everybody, BMW, Aprilias, Ducatis, like, you know,
that whole Hudson Valley Motorsports gang. They're a Ducati dealer.
Yeah.
You know, upstate here in New York. So, you know, Ducati, Aprilia. So that's the kind of clientele that they bring up. And
man, there were some nice bikes. I'll tell you that. You know,
nice
there were some really nice bikes out there.
I don't care what bike you had. Turn 11 and 12. There was nobody. Sorry. I was passing.
All right. This probably the highlight of the day was that turn. So we were. I think I was leading the pack. I was leading him. We were like, hey, let's just go out, because he's been getting faster, and I'm like, at some point you'll get by me, and then I'll go behind you, right? So that was the plan. I go first, he's behind. I have the GoPro in the front of the bike, so we're kind of moving, right? And at this point, I was feeling myself really. I was kind of just really dipping, and we caught up to two bikes. I forgot what two bikes there were, but yeah, we're like moving through turns 8, 9, 10, and we slowly creeped up on these two bikes. And this guy,
high-end bike. They're high-end bike.
This guy just comes around on the outside on 11, man. Just swoops by all three of us. 11 or into 12. Sorry, 11, 12, and then right down into the 13. Took all three of us out. And I'm sitting. We saw the video, and it was great. I mean, it was stuff. And like, I was telling him from my angle, I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, oh, let's go, Sergio! Dude, I was so pumped when I saw that. And it was a clean pass on the outside. He swept through from my angle, like it looked like a really beautiful sweep right into the bowl. And then you got right back into your line. 13, 14, I mean, straight, boom, gone. Man, it was nice, and I got to see it from my angle. I was like, oh, dude, I was so happy for you. I was so excited.
I mean, it was
nice.
When you're like, you have those zen moments, this entire day when I was on the bike, it was zen. Like everything that I was doing just felt right. You know, on the gas, on the brake, off the gas, trail braking, everything just felt good. It just felt good, and I just was in, like, I didn't care about anything else. I was just so tunnel vision on riding, to the point where that second session, right, I ran out of gas.
Oh yeah. No,
so I ran out of gas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I ran out of gas. Like, it was turn back half of the track, so it was 13, 14, 15.
Yep.
I'm like, oh fuck. My bike died.
I think I may have gotten you on camera on the side of the
yeah, you most likely did. And I'm like, oh fuck, what the hell happened? And then so I pull over, I get off, I roll the bike up the hill a little bit to get out of the way. Talk to the flagger. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good. Yeah, I just don't know. The bike just died on me. Blah blah blah. And then he's like, we're talking. He's like, do you have gas on the bike? You're out of gas. To my credit, there is no gas light in that. There's no gas light in that thing. Usually, okay, so a lot of bikes don't have gas gauges, especially sports bikes. They don't have gas gauges. The light turns on, go fill up, right?
I wonder if your light is the check engine light.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think it's a check engine light because I don't have a servo, buddy.
No. But what I'm saying is, that would be the indicator to tell you that you have no gas.
No, there's a separate.
Oh, there is a separate gas light? Oh, yeah. That's right. It's not connected, that plug. Okay, I remember now. Yeah.
I will say this. In the morning, I was fucking around more in terms of like fucking around with my body position, just fucking around with BP, taking my turns a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? I was going wide so I can go in, get more lean angle, scrape knee for the pictures. I think I was faster. I was definitely faster in the afternoon, but I was being much more efficient with my body position and my BP, getting the lines right and not over exaggerating my body position. I still scraped. Don't get me wrong. I still scraped a good, decent amount of times, but nowhere near what I was trying to accomplish just because I was all, I was very excited in the morning.
I think it's because now it's really our official third time here officially, like official fourth, and one of those two.
Yeah,
and like
I came here one extra time with PJ and Lit. They had one private,
but like now it's like we're really starting to understand the track, the bumps. I think we've grown confidence in the track now where we're like, all right, well, let's pick it up, right? We're at the point where we're like, all right, let's just try to see what we can do. And I think today a few things clicked. Him more so than I, but I mean, I was still moving pretty fast towards the end. I kind of felt really confident towards the end.
I gotta say this: when you want to move, you move. And a lot of the times when you move, I have no answer. Particularly getting muscling out of the corners, I have no answer.
So when I'm in front and I'm by myself and there's nobody in front of me, I feel super confident. It's my line. I know when to brake. I feel good. Line of sight is everything for me. And I feel so much better when I'm in the front. You put me in first, I'm gonna hold it for a while. But when there's somebody in front of me, it's like I get this I don't know, man. I'll get off. I try to look through the turn, but there's still I can still see you in this corner, and it's a fucking sorry my language, it bothers me.
That's all right. We're 20 minutes in. They're not gonna care.
Yeah, so it bothers me a little bit. So it's I'm realizing more and more that I'm scared to pass. I'm not on straightaways or even though I know I can. There's a few turns where I'm just gaining on people, and I'm like, man, I can totally just right on the outside of this turn, and I just pass right by. But there's something about that, I might do something wrong and take this person out or take myself out or go too aggressive. It's just something in the back of my brain that's not letting me do it, man. I got to get past that.
I think you do because I'm trying to tell you, dude. You have the pace and I know you have the ability. It's just I think you just have to just be like, fuck, I'm just gonna send it. It's you just gotta.
I need to do it one time to know that I can, and then I'll probably just keep going at it. One time when I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna, your turn 12, just gonna send it on the outside, man. See what happens.
I started feeling comfortable passing people, believe it or not, at Palmer. Probably one of the worst.
Yeah, that track is crazy.
Tracks to freaking try and pass people on, but. In the R6, remember I did that demo day in the R6?
Yeah.
I passed so many freaking people on that thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay, I got this. Okay, I see. All right, I get it. Okay. All right. And then from there, it was like, okay, I understand. I can do this. Even if I have to go out wide a little bit, I trust the bike enough to be able to, or I trust myself enough to not be an idiot and not add lean angle and gas it, accelerate at the same time, just get in, So, I mean, I'm telling you, it's the times that you're in front and I'm behind you, and when you want to move, because I can see when you flip the switch on, literally, and flip the switch off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got to work into my getting into the turns, oh man, dude, Tommy's boy,
Bjorn.
Who has his own for some reason.
Yeah, Bjorn.
Dude,
who has his own YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description of this video.
Dude, that guy helped me so much.
It's so funny. You got Tommy, who's super high energy, and then you got Bjorn, who's super laid back.
Yo,
it's so funny because
dude,
we both really, I went with Tommy, and it's him and I are
you guys are just oh, let's fucking go. We're like, yeah, man, we'll be out there.
We're let's go. Fucking I'm jumping. He's doing wheelies, and I'm jumping on my little Razor scooter, all day.
Yeah, dude, he helped me so much. That little, just that, hey man, through 8, 9, and 10, don't hit the brake. just let off.
Right.
Don't chop it, but just let off. Roll back on. Dude, the last 2 sessions, I must have, like, if there was somebody there, I must have closed the gap like at least like by 3 or 4 bikes. Like, dude, I mean, I just off, right back on, man. And I tell you this, that turn 8, when you're on that throttle, you get puckered, man. It's like, dude, you're like, the bike just wants to like just dip into that little divot, that, you know, that little like sink in there, and then it unsettles a little bit, and then you get right back on to turn 9, and man, that thing just, it like wakes you up a little bit. It's kind of scary back there.
Oh, so where that clicked for me in terms of the back half of the court of the track was you, because you told me, you were like, when I was there the first time, I was like, oh shit, right? But you told me, you were like, dude, the back half of the track is deceptively fast.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart, because then I was like, oh shit, when I was on the double R, and that last track day, when I went by myself, and I was gaining on people, like, no, you know, again, barely did track days, and I was gaining on people in the back, because I was like, oh, got it. I can really, that picture I have in the office of me in the double R, that's turn 10.
Yeah.
That's me at turn 10, because I was getting comfortable just getting on, not even, no brake, literally, I'd roll off the half throttle, and as soon as it dips, as soon as I feel it, I feel the G-force at the apex, I just get right back on it, and then I'm out.
So the way I used to do those turns, I wouldn't brake too hard, but I would get right in and I would just like tap the brake just a smidge to like slow it up and then get back in it.
Yeah.
And but I was doing that really fast. I would be on turn, come over the wheelie hill, and I could get on the throttle right before turn 8, and hit it real quick, and then just dump right into it. But I was still really fast there because I knew it had grip. But then, you know, he gave me that little tidbit just to let off the back. And I was watching. He still has tail lights on his bike, so I'm like,
so you know, can see when
I was like, dude, this dude's not braking until 12. This guy doesn't brake at all. Like, he's going through all the turns. He was
probably going. Yeah, he was fast. He was probably going at a pace where he didn't need to really get on.
No, he was telling me, he was like, I really don't use that many. Like, I trail brake. I think he told me trail brakes 2 into 3 and then 6, and then from there on out, you know, he's on the throttle, just off on the throttle, and then he'll brake again at like 12. But he really doesn't brake at all, apparently. So. And I saw his brake lights. He ain't bullshit.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
You know, even when, I don't know if he was going at a slow pace, but I tell you what, he was getting on it. He was moving.
I can imagine. So, when I was with Tommy, so it was follow the leader, and so we started. I'm just putting up the nav. So I followed him, right, and he was obviously he was moving. So but he kept checking back, but he was moving at a pretty good pace because he was trying to gauge my pace. He was trying to gauge my pace, so I did not let him dip on me at all times. No Apple Maps, dude. All right. In any event, I digress.
All right,
we're back. So, yeah. So I went with Tommy, and he went in front first, and he kept moving at a good pace. He was trying to, help me. We went through the lines, but we were going through the lines at a pretty good pace. So we were already catching up to the pack at that pace, which is fine. I did not feel uncomfortable going at that pace.
Yep.
And then learning about staying tight, turns 1 and 2, staying tight. So I was going wide to try to catch that double apex to be more in the middle, but he's like, no, you gotta stay in tight. 2 as well, staying a little tight on 2. But every time he kept looking back and he saw me, he was just shaking his head, giving me the okay. Then 18. Oh, dude. What he told me on 18, holy crap, was just turn in early, just give it the business, because it'll grab you, that'll hold you. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. So I started turning it. That last session, I was turning in earlier into 18, and I was like, son of a bitch. So I was carry that momentum, and you use the rest of the track for you.
Because it's almost like you're connecting, before what we were doing, I think, is we were kind of doing like a swooping 18, and what you're kind of doing is like a straight line. It's like straight,
all straight lines, dude. It's all straight lines.
It's
that's what the race line is. It's the most efficient way through the turn. I was very happy.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh yeah.
I think we both went down there pretty excited. This guy sat on the bike after the last session. He sat on the bike for like a good 5 minutes. He's like, man, I gotta let my adrenaline come down a little bit.
Yeah, I was on another planet today.
I don't want to get off
What was I gonna say? Slicks. So we learned apparently
slicks last longer.
Slicks last longer
when well maintained.
Yes.
With tire warmers and
you saw Bjorn and
scrubbing.
You saw Bjorn and Tommy after every session. They are scrubbing down their tires. Beautiful horse. Holy crap.
That's a great horse.
Gorgeous horse.
Man, I wish you guys could see that horse. That was a good looking horse.
He has a fucking big ass backyard.
Yeah, jeez.
So they're scrubbing down with the freaking laundry brush. They're scrubbing down their tires and they're throwing the warmers on it. You know, and they were telling us like, if you take care of the slicks, you put them on warmers, those will probably last you longer track riding than say a Q4 and I was like, we were like, huh, really?
Yeah,
and
I was so surprised.
I was surprised, but
because every time I've spoken to somebody, they're like, yeah, I get. And you know what? I guess there's a difference when racing, right, versus track days. But every time I've spoken to a track racer, you know, they're like, yeah, I get, you know, one race, 2 race sessions, and then I gotta change them out. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That is expensive. But I guess when you're racing, it's different. And also, you probably need all the grip on a race. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're really beating up that tire. You know, so you know that's just what I've been hearing. It's you know Tommy and Bjorn. You know, they really they gave us like the 101. Like, hey, no, you got it wrong. It will last longer if you maintain them. Like, I'm in. He
low-key learned so much. But it was like, it wasn't even like us like in a classroom, like, it was like us like literally.
Yeah, it was just out there, you know, just like, talking.
Us like talking, bullshitting, jumping on my scooter. Meanwhile, they're dropping knowledge bombs on us. Yeah. And we're like, oh.
Yeah, we're literally just walking around, and they're just, dude, if on 18, if you just cut in fast, if you cut in earlier, you're good.
Like, you should be turning in, and I was like, that.
And you know what I like about Tommy? This is one of the things
he's fucking funny.
No, he's funny, but you know what I like about him? Every time you brought up a video, let me see the video. You know, sometimes like you know, like it's like people are like, I guess I'll watch it if you want to show it to me. But he's like, no, let me see. He's just like, the whole track. And he was like, be tighter here. Dude, jump over this thing, right over it. Just go right over those bumps, you know? Yeah. Hey, you want to be on the grass here, you know? Like, he just immediately pointing out little things that you're like, all right, nice.
All right, that works. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I can appreciate somebody that takes the time to want to make you better.
Yeah, absolutely, you know? Man. Yeah, absolutely. That's a sign of like people that actually like care about the sport in general. Or I guess you want to call it a sport. Care about this. Yeah, it is a sport basically.
No, it's a sport. Yeah.
Yeah, care about the sport in general. That, you know, taking the time for us peasants to, you know, like, hey, like, yeah, like, he's like, yo, let me see, because, you know, I was all excited. I have the overlays now with the fucking GPS thing. I was like, fuck yeah. So it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I can do this, I can do that, and then I was like, hey, Tommy, check it out. And even Bjorn was like. Even on Sunday night, we were talking. I was showing him the double R videos, and he's like, "Oh, you took a better line than he did here." He's like, "Oh, you're moving pretty good here. Oh, that's a good line there." And he was like, "Oh, that's not bad. You're moving on the BMW." And he's like, "Oh, you should have gone." I was like, "You were too far." He was like, you were a little outside there. You should have been this. You should have been tighter here. You know what I'm saying?
All those little things.
All those little things, and I was like, "Oh shit! All right, got it."
Yeah.
So, well. obviously we had a lot to talk about. We bounced around all over the place, so I don't know how I'm going to edit this video. I think
this is going to be a long one, yeah.
I think it's either going to be a long one, or I have to go through all of it and like chop it up into like 12.
Stuff. I would just do the meaningful stuff, like, you know, go through it and see
12, 13-minute sessions. If not, what I'll do is I might put this, might do this as like the full whatever podcast, if you will, and then what I'll do is I'll chop up those little mini bites, and you know, I'll call it the hot pit.
Yeah.
The hot pit session, you know, like the little hot pit sessions where we like literally, I'll break these up, and dude, I'm making up these great names for these freaking like the spare tires, which are like the kind of like the podcast bullshit, and then the hot pit, which is like just the little bites. I like it. I'm not doing too bad. So, well, wrapping up, the next track day is June 24th, but we got to see if we can squeeze ourselves into some track day in June, in the middle of June, just so that we don't get too
it's
rusty.
like a month, you know. I do want to. I don't have any street riding. I need to keep doing something. So I'll see if we can do something. Maybe Palmer, you know.
See if we can do Palmer, or
one there, one back. You know, we just drive there.
Palmer's a day. It's a day trip. We don't have to go too far from Palmer.
It's like an hour drive tops.
Yeah, it's an hour drive. Palmer is super demanding, but
that one you get really tired there.
You're really tired. That one you can't be pushing it to the limit.
Right.
New York Safety, you can push it. There's a different story, different animal. But yeah, New York Safe, Palmer. We'll find one, and then see if we can squeeze it in between, and then we go up, and then maybe in July we go see if we can do our race license,
right?
And then do the end of the season September race, and then see what happens.
Maybe.
Yeah, God will. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this one up. So later.
See you.
Later.